Hello and welcome back to All Things Money. I'm your host, David Blain, and during this segment we're going to finish up talking about what we call secrets of the 401k millionaires. This would also apply even if you don't have a 401k, if you're just saving in your own IRA or saving in a regular account, whatever you do, whether you're earning millions of dollars a year or earning $50,000 a year, these principles stay the same. That's what a lot of people don't realize. If you're earning, $1 million a year, you're in that 1%. You've still got to save a ton of money to be able to support that lifestyle. I don't think anyone wants to, that lives in the Hamptons or something in New York and then reaches 55, wants to have to move, to some place. They want to maintain that lifestyle. So these principles apply across the income spectrum. It doesn't matter. And what studies have found is that they looked at people that have accumulated large balances in their 401ks, could be IRAs or something, but for this particular study they looked at 401ks. And it wasn't the higher earning people. Once again, you've got people earning, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year that spend it all. Or they're saving 1 or 2% of their income. That's not going to cut it. What they found was people that have a high savings rate, meaning they save 10, 15% of their pay, and they do it consistently over a number of years. Those are the people that accumulate large balances. It's no different however you're saving, in or out of the 401k. That is the one thing that we can't emphasize enough. So many people are out there chasing return. Oh, if I could only earn 9% instead of 8%. And sure, when you do the math, it comes out after 50 years, you come out way ahead. But that's not how 99% of people become successful. They become successful by saving at a high rate and consistently over their lifetime. Now, of course, you may start a business or win a lottery or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people, sort of heart of America, middle America people, earning $50,000 to $250,000 a year that consistently save year after year in their accounts. They come in our doors day after day, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. They had just a regular job. These are the people, the habits that we want people to understand. So this little example, over a 40-year career, say you work for 40 years, if you earn, say, $35,000 a year and you save 12 to 13% of your pay, including some sort of a company match, and say you're getting an annual raise of around 3%, saving or earning 7% on that money, which going forward I think is realistic. The past 10 years have not been 7%, but if you look over a 30, 40-year time span, I think it's a very realistic number. That person would accumulate $1 million. Okay, once again, someone making $35,000 a year, adjusted for inflation every year, gets a little bit of a raise, around 3%, saves 12, 13% of the year, makes 7%, accumulates $1 million. That's how you do it. It's not that rocket science. It's not getting wrapped up in the world is coming to an end every 2 years, or this crisis or that crisis. It's being consistent in taking advantage of the capital markets and saving. Some people would say, well, I only make $35,000, I can't save that much. Well, that certainly is something that you have to figure out. It has to be a priority. You can't have the cable and the iPhone and satellite TV and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, it is possible to do. A colleague of mine over in Durham, Blain of D.L, she's also a fellow NAPFA member, a member of the fee-only advisors, tells a story about how one of her clients amassed $6 million. She was an exec at a pharmaceutical company, and she maxed out her pre-tax contributions every year and saved close to 30% of her savings or of her earnings annually. She never had any debt, not even any mortgage debt. There's another key thing I think we've talked about before is, the fact that you should run out and buy a home and get yourself into debt is not really such a great idea. There's nothing wrong with renting. That's what this person did. She was a disciplined saver. She would invest half of her bonus. She had a diversified mix of stocks and bonds and things like that, and amassed $6 million in a 401k. So it is definitely possible to do. Okay, if you got any questions on that, just give us a call, email. We'll be happy to discuss it some more. Before we leave the issue of Medicare spending or healthcare spending, I meant to cover one other thing. This was a great little piece written by Katie Hill that talked about Medicare, 10 things that Medicare won't tell you. And this is part of the reason that we have some problems. Number one, Medicare spends millions of dollars each year on treatments that many medical experts deem unnecessary. It's definitely a problem. It could be part of that 5% of the patients. Talk about Social Security is not the thing that's broke, it's Medicare. When you see the astronomical costs of Medicare going up, that is the real problem, not Social Security. Medicare paid more than $3.6 million for Medicare Part D to deceased beneficiaries. There's a constant problem of paying dead people, and the reason for this is it's just too big. I mean, if you have a small company with 4 or 5 employees, I don't think you're going to accidentally pay someone that died. I mean, you know who died. The larger the company gets, the larger the bureaucracy gets, the easier it is to make these sort of colossal mistakes, and they cost a lot of money. I know in my company, we're not going to pay the health benefits of an employee that died. It's just not going to happen. Our rate for doing that is 0. If you get into the bureaucracy, you have 300 million people in the country, 330 million people, you're going to have those types of errors. Many doctors, Medicare is not popular with many doctors. I think a lot of them would not take it at all if they could. I mean, they're constantly changing the reimbursement rates. We talked before about how Medicare gets ripped off a lot. They have these billing mills where they set up shop and they just submit bills, get reimbursed, and then they close the shop down and disappear to Mexico or something before anyone catches up to them. So between a few people paying for a few people receiving the majority of the health care in America, and all the problems, Medicare being the biggest health payer of Medicare, and the problems that they have with that system, it's no wonder that we're having problems. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you will join us again at the same time next week. So for All Things Money, I'm your host, David Blain.
The proceeding was a paid program. The opinions expressed are not necessarily those of WNBU and Inner Banks Media.